Bonjour, mes amis. Good day, my friends. Now, today we are actually learning the lesson 3, and the lesson 3 of the free introductory FTC online course is titled "The Psychological Obstacles Keeping You from Learning French Language." Now, please note, the first real question you need to ask yourself is, what are your biggest learning obstacles? Not even the obstacles of you not learning French. What are your biggest obstacles that you face learning any kind of thing at all? Look at the graphics that we actually have in this. It communicates that there's a kind of rock in the road. You understand? Or on the road of you learning. You understand? Your learning road, your learning track. And that's why I said the learning formula is that, which is the learning formula we took earlier, is just the technical skills. But the technical skills are not enough for you to learn language. I've seen a lot of people that have or know a lot of strategies to use to learn language, but they still do not learn the French language. What is that telling you? That's telling you that it is not only enough for you to just have the keys. You need to have something more than the keys. So there are two tracks you need to run on when it comes to learning a language. These tracks are known as, one, the mechanics track or the mechanic track, and two, the mindset track. I would really like to explain that. When we're talking about the mechanic track is where the technical skills lie. Do you understand? All the technical skills we were talking about in the previous video are where the mechanics lie. The outer game, all the things you need to note to actually start up something physically, something that we can see, the words that you are learning, you understand, the notes that you are taking, those are the outer game. The formula that you are making use of, the outer game, the knowledge that you are actually getting from learning in the classroom or in the virtual classes, that is the outer game. The strategy you are making use of, the process you are following is the outer game. But we're talking about the mindset. The mindset deals with the psychological skills. This is talking about the inner game. How your why factor is affecting your learning, why you are learning. A lot of people will say, okay, I want to travel to Canada and that's why I want to learn. But that is not really your why factor. That may not really be the main factor. The main factor is, I don't want my family. It may be. It's not always the same with everyone. It may be that I don't want to disappoint my family. I don't want my family to see me as a failure. So as a result of that, that may be your why factor to push on, to learn the language. You understand? The wisdom behind the language learning is under the mindset. It's not under the mechanism or the mechanics. The mind boost, the motivation you need to cultivate is under the psychological skills. And it is appalling that language schools and most language teachers focus on the mechanics. They don't pay attention to the mindset. But the truth is that the two of these tracks go hand in hand. So, over the next few minutes, I would like to talk about the 8 mindset obstacles of learning language. The very first obstacle that I like to talk about is fear. Is the most common obstacle. Why? Because if you are new to language learning, fear would grab you. The fear of making mistakes, for instance, the fear of failure, the fear of time and money wastage. It will grab you, especially if you want to take the beginner French online course. You may be first scared that how will you start? You may be scared of how will you maintain? How will you afford the time? You understand the cost and everything related to the course. 2, your ego. The ego that you have, the thought of you knowing more than the native speakers or the language coaches that are teaching you, when you talk may affect you. When you talk, you may talk more than learning. You may be talking more than listening. You understand? You may be trying to avoid or refuse feedback on your mistakes. And that is going to build based on the ego that you have about learning a language from someone. Now, where you all get it wrong is this, because the more obstacles you get, the more problems you have. 3, low self-esteem. The low confidence that you have, the lack of belief in yourself is one thing you need to actually treat, you need to address. The intimidated, how you are intimidated by language speakers when they are speaking, thinking that a language is very difficult to learn or even impossible to learn. You telling yourself the words, I can't do it, I'm not worthy, I'm not perfect, I must be perfect. You understand that nobody loves me. You understand that I'm not good enough, that I must not make a mistake. Those things is built based on your low self-esteem. The fourth obstacle is lone wolf syndrome. And this is where you try to learn everything yourself. You want to be jack of all trade. You want to know everything yourself. You want to self-study. But in line with self-studying, you are self-sabotaging yourself. And I don't want that for you. I don't. You feel you can do it all by yourself. But we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So you need to leverage people. You need to join a good system and a good language learning group, and that's the essence of you taking this introductory online course. Now, the 10/10 personality is when you feel you need perfection, and this is the sneakiest mindset problem because it is sneaky. It doesn't really show face. You understand? It doesn't really show its presence like other obstacles. It makes you wait for perfect competence. It makes you make assumptions for language learning. Do you understand? And this is due to your low belief and self-confidence in your own abilities. So we need to work on the perfection syndrome. You understand? Before we actually start teaching you the language. Complacency. Yeah, you are carried away by other things. Now look at the beautiful track this man is sitting on. Is complacent enough to be sitting down on a track and being carried away with the newspaper or the magazine or something he is reading. So you would note that when the train comes, it's going to eat him, enjoy him, or possibly kill him in the process of his complacency. And that is what people do during language learning. They are complacent by focusing on grammar books only, instead of focusing or doing all other things in relation to grammar books. You understand? Focusing on textbooks, workbooks, instead of speaking and using the language in daily conversations. So you need to note that. So you need to even not stop learning the language or even never stop learning. Your absence finally leads you to not knowing and speaking the language. If you absent yourself, if you take time out that, oh, I've been learning for so long, I've been learning for 2 months and I barely really know anything, so as a result of that you want to stop, you would really not speak the language at the end of the day. So you have to continue even while you have not found the way. You have to continue. Now you still change these easily. You still can change this easily. Rigidity, for instance, your stubbornness, your inflexibility, or your unwillingness to change your learning methods. Which is not working, if you see that a method is not working, the method you have been using, reading grammar books, you understand, focusing on theory, it is not working, then move on to practical. Please. Because as a result of you thinking you are smarter than language speakers or coaches, you are really doing a disservice to yourself. The truth is that you can't force language. Language will come naturally to you when you are actually using the right methods. You understand? When you are flexible around learning. So you don't need to ignore feedback, and you don't need to not want to accept mistakes. Accept mistakes because it would help you to improve yourself. Now, I like this picture. This picture shows the myopic state of people. Some people are so short-sighted that they do not build relationships and involve in repeated communication, because you feel language learning is just about class teachings only, or it's just about you coming online, you understand, and taking or watching the pre-recorded videos. No, it is not only that. You need to build relationship with your coaches, build relationship with your language partners. Some may not be so welcoming, some may not be so they may not be the one that will first take the first plunge, but it is you that you know what you are needing, you know what you are actually focusing on, you know what you want to get out of this, that you would take the initiative to actually engage these people. Do you understand? So the next lesson, before we take the next lesson, please try as much as possible to like and share this video on your Instagram, your email, your Facebook, your Google, Pinterest, Reddit, Tumblr, Twitter, and WhatsApp via the buttons below this video. Please do not forget, and go to the comment section and answer the following questions. Which mindset obstacles are you struggling with right now? And how is that mindset obstacle affecting your language learning? How is it affecting it? Please tell me. I really look forward to seeing you in the last lesson, which is centered on the pillars for successful French learning for TEF Canada test. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you very much.